Hello everyone, photographer Andredesignz here with a new retouch video. And today we'll be retouching one of the images from the behind the scenes photo shoot that I've done recently. If you've not seen this behind the scene photo shoot, please check the description for the link, or you can check in the card there for the link as well. I was using the Nikon D3400 for this photo shoot. This camera is a crop sensor camera, and it was actually for the model that you're seeing right here. I was using the 85mm lens. I was shooting at 1.8 as you can see right here, and my shutter speed was at 640. For the ISO, it was at 100. All the time you should keep it at 100, and it was pretty sunny on that day, but we were under a tree, so we kind of have the sunlight shadowing us a little bit. Alright, so let's get right into editing. Before we get into the editing though, what you're seeing right here is camera raw. So normally if you use like bridge or any one of those, or if you just drag the photo in Photoshop, it will open in camera raw if you shot that image in raw. Alright, normally I would maybe like click on auto and try to adjust it a little bit before I start. You know, I could make some adjustment here. I'm going to go to auto, and then I'm going to bring in the blacks a little bit. And then that's it. I don't think I need to do anything else. Alright, so I'm just going to open the image in Photoshop right now. Alright, good. So I'm in Photoshop. Alright, so normally once I go into Photoshop, the first thing I'll do is start making the edits, right? But before I start making the edits, I want to show you guys how to install my action. So right here is the action. So what you do basically is go to my website. You can check the link in the description as well, and you'll see an option there for you to download the action. Once you get the action and it's on your computer, what you'll do is to come right here to where it says actions. If you do not have the actual panel up and you click action, you're going to see this. Let me just reset this. This is what it's going to look like, right? So what I'm going to ask you to do is to just delete the actions there, because you don't want to use Photoshop actions. There's no reason for you to use them. Alright, so you're going to come right here and you're going to clear the actions. And then wherever you save the actions, you're just going to drag it over to this page here, or this section here on the panel. Or you can also come right here and go to load actions. And wherever you save the actions, you just click it and load the action. It's going to look like this. So to turn it into a button, you click right here and click button mode. And then you're good to go. Alright, so let's get right into the editing of this image. So the first thing I'm going to do, I am dealing with a raw image here. It's best that you always go to image. Well, you can only do this one time actually. Or you can, well, you can do it more than one time. It doesn't matter. You come to mode right here, and then you come down to where it says 16-bit channel. Because when you're working on a raw image, you want to ensure that you're seeing the full quality and you have all the detail in that image when you're working on it. So it's always best to go to image mode and then go to the 16-bit channel, because the 16-bit channel is the raw image. 8-bit is normally JPEG. Alright, so I don't think it will change. It all depends on what image you put in Photoshop. I think it might change to that. I'm not sure. Alright, so this is the image, and I'm going to start to make some edits. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to press M on my keyboard for the mixer brush, because that's the shortcut for my mixer brush. I changed it. When you hit the mixer brush, ensure that you click this brush right here. Once you click this brush right here, ensure that this one is not clicked. Once you click this brush, it will clear the brush automatically, because you do not want any color right here. You need it to be cleared. For the wetness, it's going to be at 2%. For everything else, it's going to remain the same. And please ensure that sample all layers is turned off. It's not ticked. Alright, so let me come right here now and click on the frequency separation, 16-bit. And my radius is going to be at 6.4. Alright. Image is loading. Alright, so I'm going to go down to the low frequency layer. Let me just... And then I'm on the mixer brush. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to mix the image. I'm mixing the areas here because I want to soften the skin, or not soften the skin, but to flatten the skin. For example, if you have pimples dealing with, it's best to just use a mixer brush to flatten the skin first before you remove the pimples. All right. Flatten the skin, also maintain the texture. So if you use the option where you use a lasso tool and make a selection for where you'd like to level or whatever you want to do, and then go to what do you call it, Gaussian Blur. Honestly, I don't suggest that way. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to press L on the keyboard for the lasso tool, and we just make a selection right here. Let me just zoom this up a little bit. And then you're just going to go over to filter, go down to blur, and then Gaussian Blur. Alright, so this is how I usually do it. I just make the adjustments here, and if you look at the skin, it looks really, really good. But there are times it does not work like how it should. I mean, there are times that when you have issues with your image where you're not getting it like how you want it to, you can actually come right here and do it as well, but I don't suggest it at all. But you can try it. Alright, so I'm going to go over to the mixer brush, and then I'm going to, well, I'm still on the mixer, well, I'm not on the mixer brush. Alright, I'm on the mixer brush again, and then I'm just going to manually do it. Alright, so I mean, you can try it out for some sections of your skin. You might want to just use a Gaussian blur to get it how you want it, or if you're trying to use the mixer brush and it's not coming out like how you want it, you can maybe try that option, but I would suggest that you just do everything manually. Just paint it with the brush, the sections that you want to flatten, and I think it works better. But I know you might try it and it works better for you, so you can try that as well. Alright, so I'm just mixing, flattening the image. Alright, so one other key thing, and I always say it in my video, and I will always say it in my videos, when you're using the mixer brush, ensure that you work in one area at a time. For example, under the chin right here, it's light. It has a highlight right here. So you mix the highlight only, and then right here is kind of dark, so you come right here and you mix the dark area only. You don't want to mix from the light area to the dark area at all. Alright, so mixing that. For example, right here, you don't really want to mix from right here to right here. Let me see what will happen if I do that. That's what it looks like. That doesn't look good at all. Alright, so let me undo that. Good. Go on the nose right here. Alright. But guys, please ensure that you check out the behind the scenes session that I did. And honestly, I have a lot of behind the scenes coming soon. Trust me. It's just that I've been really busy and I haven't got a chance to edit them. Because I just have my videographer video them, and then I do the edits. And, you know, it takes time, and I have work to do, so, you know, it takes time. But just bear with me, guys. I will have content coming to you guys on a regular basis, because I really like the feedback you guys are giving me, and that's exactly what's pushing me to do more videos. Alright, so let's look at the before and after for this so far. So, before and after. Before and after. Alright, I just noticed something. Look at the chin. Before and after. So, it seems as if that when I was mixing, I mixed from the light area to the dark area, because this section right here does not look proper. So, let me see if I can fix it. How would I fix this now? I might have to make a mask and delete that section. So what I did was to create a mask, and then I'm going to turn this to black. Get the brush bigger. I'm at 17 for the flow. I'm going to keep it there and see what happens. Alright, that looks better. It looks realistic. Good. Perfect. So I fixed that. Alright, good. So, because I did a mask for this, what's this? For this layer, I'm just going to create a new one. So I'm going to, well, sometimes it's best not to do this, but I always do this because I am confident with the changes that I've made. So I'm going to flatten the entire image. And then I'm going to start a brand new frequency separation layer. Normally you would do smart objects, so you can always go back to that section where you were editing, or to that. If you like to make any adjustments, you can easily well go back to it by using smart objects. But smart objects takes a long time to load at times, and I really don't like using smart objects. You can also check the description for the makeup artist. I mean, she is really good. I really love her work. You can check the link for the Instagram page for her. I'm going to clean up the skin right now, so I'm going to go up to the high frequency layer. I'm going to press S on the keyboard for the clone stamp, because the clone stamp is what I use to make the adjustments for my, well, to clean up the skin for my images. Alright, so I'm going to start with removing this from the models here. So what I'm doing, my brush, I press, it's still a brush. For the clone stamp, what I do is to hold on Alt on the keyboard, I'm selecting a section that is clean, and then I'm going to paint over the section that I'd like to remove, right? So that's what I'm doing right here, and each time I'm clicking on Alt and then click the area like I want to, where I want to sample from, and just do that. Yes, it may take some time, but it's good to just sit and just enjoy cleaning the model's skin. You don't want to rush this part, honestly. But when you get used to it, you're going to move pretty fast. Trust me. So don't worry about the amount of cleaning that you have to do. Just take your time and go through it. Just take your time. You'll see the best results in your images when you just take your time and make your edits. Never rush, because rushing will not bring you anywhere. They say speed kills, so you have to be careful when you're rushing. Alright, so come over this side right here. You can also use the patch tool if you wish for removing blemishes from the skin. So you can also use that. And the reason why I love using the clone stamp is that, for example, for these shadows, I can also do some adjustments like that. Remove the shadows from the eyelash. Right. I think the patch tool, you can use that. You can do that as well with the patch tool, but I rather the clone stamp. I don't know. Clone stamp works better for me. The Ealing brush may work better for you or some other tool. That the clone stamp is a tool that I love the most. Guys, please, I want you guys to tell me what videos you like seeing and what videos you'd love to see that I have not done yet. What I'm doing right now, I'm doing like behind the scene videos. I'm doing retouch videos, and I'm doing videos where I talk about, things about photography. That's basically what I'm doing right now. I might start doing some tips and tricks for Photoshop and Lightroom. I'm not sure yet. I may have to just sit and do some research for those so I can do videos for you guys. But if you want to see that, just let me know. I'll definitely do videos like that. I had some subscribers asking me to do videos of removing subjects from the background and stuff like that. I might do a few videos like that, but I'm not sure. I don't really like removing subjects from the background and stuff like that, but I might do videos like that. Alright, so the skin is almost done. Let's come right here. So I want the skin to look as natural as possible. So if you see, when I'm using the mixer brush, you can see the texture in the model skin, and that's awesome. I was so happy the day that I found out about mixer brush. I mean, this brush is powerful. Alright, so that looks good. I was trying to use the clone stamp to fix right here, but it wasn't working for me at all. So I'm going to try to use the patch tool. So I'm going to press P on the keyboard. Well, not P, J on the keyboard. And I'm going to make a selection right here and see if I could pull them over. Alright, no, that doesn't look good. I'm going to pull it over this side. And that doesn't look good at all. Alright, let me undo that. Maybe I could leave that. What do you think? Maybe I could just leave this right here. It looks good. And I mean, looking at the image, you can see that, it was light coming in. But I feel like I want to remove it though. But you know what? I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to keep it. Let me just try to use my patch tool to fix right here a little bit. Let's see what's going to happen. Alright. Let me just do... I was trying to do it before and after, but it's not working. Alright, so I still want to fix this, but it's hard. It's really, really hard. I'm gonna try something. Let me go back to the clone stamp tool. You know what? I'm gonna try. Let me go to. I'm gonna Control J, and I'm going to. I think this is the. Let me see what tool this is. Healing brush. Alright, let me see if I can do something with the healing brush. So I'm gonna sample from here. Healing brush is not doing anything. You know what? I'm not gonna waste time on that. I'm gonna leave it because it looks good. Alright, so I'm just gonna continue with the editing. So the next step I'm gonna do now is to do dodge and burning. So I'm gonna come right here and click dodge and burning, or dodge and burn. And then this layer right here is the burn layer. So I'm going to press B on the keyboard and then put my brush flow at 1%. And then the dark areas, I'm just going to brush them in. So for example, right here, the side of the nose, brush that in. Over here a little bit. Right here. Over this side. Right here, right here. Going to come down to the model's chest, collarbone right here. You know what? Nothing is happening. Okay, I see what's happening. You also should also ensure that this is in white when you're painting on black. So let's do this again. Before and after. Perfect. Now it's working. Alright. So you have to pay attention to these things, guys, because you will definitely miss it. And you'll think that, you know, it's doing something when it's not. Alright, so let me just paint right here, right here. Alright, that looks good. Let me do a before and after for this. I think this is too much though, but let me do a before and after. So, before, after. So after flattening the skin, it's always good to do a little dodge and burning to get it back in shape. But I think this is too much, but you know what? I'm not even going to make any adjustment to that yet. So I'm going to the dodge. The dodge is what gives you the highlight. So I'm going to highlight right there. I'm going to highlight the forehead. I'm going to highlight the under the eyes. This area that is too dark, I'm just going to put a little highlight on it. Right here as well. This little dark spot here, I'm going to highlight it. That looks good. I'm going to come down to the neck. Then right here, then right here, right here. That looks good. Alright. I'm going to tone it down a little bit. So I'm just going to just collapse everything. And I'm going to put this to about 62%. Let's look at the before and after for that now. So before and after. Before and after. Good. The next step now is to clean the model's eyes. So I'm going to go to clean teeth and eyes. Be on the keyboard for the brush, and then put my flow at about 23%. Then I'm going to zoom up in the eyes a little bit, and then I'm going to paint. Let me zoom out, see what's happening here. Alright, so I think that's too much, but no need to worry. I'm going to adjust it. I'm going to do the teeth as well. Good. Alright, so I'm just going to bring it down, the opacity to about 50, 41, 35. Yeah, 35 looks good. Alright, so I'm going to brighten the eyes a little bit. Because eyes, you know, we could brighten it here a little bit. So I'm going to go to curves right here. Then I'm going to bring it up. Then I'm going to click right here. Then I'm going to click on Control I to invert. With the brush at 23% for the flow, I'm just going to paint here. Just the bottom half of the eye. Give it a pop. Let's look at the before and after for that now. Before and after. Good. Alright, so I think I want to do a little bit mixing on the image. I just want to have everything to come in as one. So I'm going to just do a merge on everything again. So it's Control Shift E, and then I'm gonna go to the frequency separation layer again. But guys, remember, if you don't want to close, if you don't want to if you don't want to merge all your images, you don't necessarily have to. So I just like to work this way. The less files you have right here, I think Photoshop runs better. That's just my opinion. Alright, so I'm just going to go back down to the low frequency layer here, press M on the keyboard for the mixer brush, and then I'm just going to just mix right here. Just want to even out everything a little bit. Alright. Alright, that looks good. Let me just do a before and after for this. Before and after. Just even out everything a little bit. That's basically what I'm doing. Alright, so we still have a texture in the model's skin. That's good. Alright, good. So I'm going to color the image now. I'm going to come down here. Well, I don't need to go down there because I have the adjustment layers right here. Alright, so I'm going to come right here to where it says color balance. And then I'm going to change this to shadows. I'm going to apply 5% of shadow right there. Then I'm going to come down to, well, I'm going to go back up here again to brightness and contrast, and I'm going to put 10% on the contrast on the image. I'm now going to go to the lookup tool. I don't know which one of these are the lookup. Let me see. Oh, this one right here. So I'm going to go to lookup tool. I'm going to sorry about that. I'm not even going to take this out of the video. All right, I'm going to pull this out because it's Control Shift right bracket to put it up to the top. I'm going to change this to 37%, and then I'm going to change the LUTs to see which one looks good on this image. Let me just zoom this up a little bit. Alright, and then I'm going to see which one of these LUTs looks good. I think I'm zoomed in too much. Let me zoom up a little bit. Let me try to fit the screen. Good. And then I'm going to see which one of these LUTs. I like this one. This one looks good. But I think I'm going to use this one. Yeah. I'm going to use this one. Before and after. This one looks good. Alright. I'm going to Control Shift Alt E to create a new layer. And then Control J to duplicate the layer. Then Control Shift A for camera raw. And I'm going to see if I can make some adjustments in camera raw as well. Let me click on auto and see what it looks like. Okay, nah. Alright, so I'm going to go over to the color section, the HSL color section. I'm going to go to hue. I'm going to go to green and adjust the green a little bit. Right there. And then the yellows. Right there. Perfect. So I'm done with that. But let's look at the before and after for the adjustments in the camera raw. So that's the before, that's the after. So I just put a little green in the background, you know. Yeah. Now I'm going to adjust the image a little bit. I'm not sure if I like where the image, you know, a lot of space here. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. So I'm going to Control T and then just drag it. Alright, hold on. Control T, hold on and shift, and then drag it up a little bit more. I think I like that. Bring it over a little bit more, like right here. Good. Enter. Alright, so seeing that we have some stuff over here, I'm going to go to the marquee tool, make a selection. Then I'm going to go to, oh, I have to Control T first, and then go to Distort, and then I'm going to pull it. Alright, you guys won't even know that, you know, I pulled that if I did not show you. Oh, you know what? I could do something cool. Let me try something else. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come over this side and I get this part of the image. Copy, paste. So I Control C to copy, Control V to paste, then Control T, and then I'm just going to right click and rotate it, bring it over to this side. Alright. Hold on. Bring it down a little bit. You don't necessarily have to do this, trust me. I'm just playing around right now. Let me just flip this back over on the other side. Alright, the only issue I'm going to have now down there is brown. Shouldn't be an issue. I should be able to just mask it. Just click on the masking tool right there. Get my brush. Put it at 39%. And then just... Oh, wait. I have to paint on black. Just do that. And just do that. You know, some neat little tricks in Photoshop. And then that's it. You can't tell the difference. Alright guys, so that's it for the video. There's nothing else I need to do with this image. I think I could work on the image a little bit more, you know, to let it look perfect and stuff like that. But I'm just giving you guys ideas of how to edit your images. So this image does not have to look perfect. I think I still want to put a little black in the models here. So I'm going to duplicate that. Go back to camera raw. I'm going to put some blacks in the models here a little bit. Then I'm going to do some clarity. Then that. Then I'm going to hold on control. No, not control. I'm going to hold on, what's this? Alt. And then press the mask tool there. Then press B on the keyboard. I'm just going to paint in the section I'd like to have. I'm put this at about, well, change this again. I'm going to paint in the sections I want to have the effect from the camera raw. Adjustments that I just did. Alright, that looks good. That looks good. Let me just pop this a little bit as well. And then this. And then maybe the eyebrows. A little bit. No, that's too much. Alright, good. So that's it for the image. As I said, there's nothing else I need to do. Alright, so when you're saving this for Instagram now, you come over to the file, then export. We're going to come to the option here that says export for web. If you're using an older version of Photoshop, export for web is going to be somewhere right here. Alright, so I'm just going to click on export for web. And then for right here where it says width, you're going to change that to 1080. Good. So that's it. Change it to 1080 and you save it wherever you want to save it on your computer. And then you upload it to Instagram and you have a perfect image on Instagram. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And I'll be doing more retouch videos of these images, so stay tuned for that as well. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.